California. We're turning into a gorgeous day. We got through the rain, which we need, and now we have some sunshine. So happy to see your smiling faces out there. Please join me as we elevate and celebrate. Let's go higher, let's go further, let's go deeper into God's love. Let's go higher, let's go further, let's go deeper into God's love. Let joy take hold, it elevates your soul. Let love be great and give us cause to celebrate. Let's go higher, let's go further, let's go deeper into God's love. Let's go higher, let's go further, let's go deeper into God's love. Let joy take hold and elevate your soul. Let love be great and give us cause to celebrate. Yeah, I guess we gotta dance to this. Going. Let's go higher, let's go further, let's go deeper into God's love. Let's go higher, let's go further, let's go deeper into God's love.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Yolo. My name is Reverend David Clark. I am the senior minister here, and I am so happy to welcome you on this bright, shining morning where we had rain all morning, and then just a few moments ago, the sun broke through the clouds majestically. I love when that happens because there's always rainbows out there. And there's confirmation there are rainbows out there, so awesome. And we're just having a great good morning. How are you doing, Billy?
I'm doing great, David. How about yourself?
I'm feeling good. I'm filled up from Christmas. I'm wearing my new Christmas present here, my pin.
Oh, awesome!
Nice.
I see you got the turtleneck.
That's right. You got the memo.
You got the memo on the turtlenecks.
It's turtleneck day,
We're doing
apparently.
turtlenecking up here. And we got a great service heading up. End of the year service. So I kind of picked a couple of songs that actually predate my experience with Science of Mind. And it's kind of like out of nothing comes something, right? So somehow things show up, and they show up for a reason. And so it's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome. Cannot wait. And it's Testimony Sunday. And I always look forward to that. It's the 5th Sunday of months where we have 5 Sundays. And I'm always looking forward to hearing about our stories of connection to spirit and connection to each other and just sharing our blessings. So that comes up a little bit later on. But first, what was that, Bill?
No, I said yeah.
Oh, but first, what is the Science of Mind all about? What do we do here at Center for Spiritual Living Yolo? Well, we study science of mind. And science of mind is a philosophy that teaches spiritual principles and how to bring about our good through thought, belief, and the interconnectedness of all life. It is a realization that God is within, not out there somewhere to be beckoned or called to join us, but God is with us at all times. And it is also the realization that there is a power for good in the universe, greater than we are, and we can use it. So one of the ways that we use that is through our beliefs, through choosing what we believe, and then living that belief. And there are 4 core beliefs that we have here at the Center for Spiritual Living Yolo. Number one, first and foremost, we believe that love is all there is. Everything is an expression of love, a call for love, a result of love. Every move that we make is informed by love. So we pay a lot of attention to what we love and how we love in this philosophy. Number two, we believe that all thought is creative and influential. Thoughts are things. And everything that you see around you has been preceded by thought, including your beautiful selves. So it's very important to know to be aware of what we're thinking and what we're believing, because that is what we're going to see in our world and in our day-to-day lives. Number three, we believe that you are whole, perfect, and complete exactly as you are right now. The you that is you, the you that is you, that is beyond all condition, that is the core, the essence, the root of you, is whole, perfect, and complete. Because that comes from a whole, perfect, and complete source that only makes whole, perfect, and complete things. So it's a very simple math to do. You are whole, perfect, and complete. And we believe that about ourselves, and we believe that about each other. Number four, we believe in a world that works for everyone, and we're working from that world together. And it's not a world that we're trying to make work for everyone. It's a world that currently operates on love and law, just like a blessed, reliable machine. And it has always worked in the same way since the beginning of time. And what we do here is learn those rules and learn those laws and figure out how to bring about our good from this world that truly works for everyone. So now and I also want to say a special welcome to our online audience. Our stream is going out loud and proud, thanks to many diligent efforts behind the scenes. So welcome to our online audience as well. And now we head to our favorite time, my favorite time. I will say it. My favorite time of the day is our Namaste time, where we get a chance to look each other in the eye and to appreciate and acknowledge that divine person that is standing right across from them, admiring and noticing and uplifting the divinity that is inside all of us. So let's all do that with Namaste. And please, if you so inclined, come by to our online audience and say Namaste to them as well. Well, that starts the day off right, I will say. So now please welcome our practitioner of the day, Dr. Deborah Taylor. She's going to come up and share with us our vision and mission and today's affirmation. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you. So, CSL, why? Because we love you. Hey, that's our motto. We love you. So it is my honor and privilege to kind of lead us in the reminder of why we're here, right? Part of why we're here. And that is our vision and mission statements. We have a big vision here that is inspiring us to grow and learn and just be who we're here to be. God in divine expressions, each one. So I'm going to read our vision statement, and then I will invite you to join with me in stating the statement in your own voice. Our vision is to create an environment for all to realize the power of spiritual connection. So let's say that together. Our vision is to create an environment for all to realize the power of spiritual connection. Yes. And in support of that vision, our mission here at CSLY is to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and live their inherent greatness. So let's do some embodying, and as we stand and anchor these words, we ground them in our hearts, in our minds, in our body, okay? So as we speak these words, we're just going to allow them to permeate our very being, every cell, every space, every particle of our being. And we're going to assume the stance, whatever that feels like in this moment, of being that mission and exuding that mission. So let's say together, our mission is to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and live their inherent greatness. And so it is. Maybe seated. So everything is a choice. You know, you guys, you're at choice always, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if you feel like standing up and dancing to some of this lovely music, go right ahead. If you feel like singing along, hey, I'm stepping in your territory now, Billy. But hey, if the spirit moves, go with it, okay? And in that mode of going with it, I'm going to share our affirmation and then invite you to speak it in your voice. And that is, I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. That's a great affirmation for ending a year and beginning a new one, huh? So let's say together. Hey, and then, like I say, if you feel like standing up and doing anything, go right ahead. So let's say together. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. So it is. And so at this time, I'd like to invite our board vice president to share, Tracy Gerardo, to share some happenings with us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, so a couple of announcements. We have our annual meeting coming up on Sunday, January 29th. That will be after service. And then we also have our gratitude group meeting led by the beautiful June Robinson. That's every second Tuesday, every second Tuesday of the month. And the next meeting is coming up January 9th. And then we also have our Metaphysical Book Club led by Dixie Schaefer, and that's on Fridays at 5 p.m. And do we have anything about the Dare to Care?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, Ann. We have our Dare to Care pledge drive that I had made an actual point to say, hey, you know what? Don't put those in the announcements. Put those in the put those up front so that I can mention them when I welcome everyone. And so every week I ritually forget to mention it. Yeah, that's just the way it works sometimes. But I did want to let you know that we are in our last week, and we're tallying up the totals for our pledge drive, and we are still sitting at 40,100, and we have just one more week to go to get us up to our goal of 50,000. So we thank you if you have pledged. If you have not yet pledged, then please get that pledge in, and let's see if we can get up to that goal and meet it and bust through that water tower. So that's all that we've got for the Dare to Care campaign, and hand it over to Billy.
Thank you, David. And as we enter into the more contemplative portion of today's service, please join me to sing this Karen Drucker song, I Have Faith. I have faith, I pray faith, I choose faith, I am faith, I have faith, I pray faith, I choose faith, I am faith, have hope, I have hope, I pray hope, I choose hope, I am hope, I have hope, I pray hope, I choose hope, I am hope. And when I trust and I let go, I know all is well. I have love, I pray love, I choose love, I am love, I have love, I pray love, I choose love, I am love. And when I trust and I let go, I know all is well. And when I trust and I let go, I know all is
Thank you, Billy. It was wonderful. This morning, we have a very special sacred reading. A human being is part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. They experience themselves, their thoughts and feelings as something separate from the rest, a kind of delusion of their consciousness. This delusion is a prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. and that was by Albert Einstein. And now Dr. Deborah will bring us our invocation.
Thank you, Heather. So as we move into the conscious awareness of our connection with infinite presence, with love, I invite you to welcome someone to sit in an empty space, an empty chair in this space. I invite you to welcome all life. Our four-legged brothers, our winged brothers and sisters, and however they may define themselves. The air, the plants, the stone, the sand, the water. For all that exists, we are one. We're all made of the same stuff. Created by that infinite presence, that divine intelligence that is everywhere and all-powerful. Divine principle. And so I speak knowing that there is only one of us here. And it is that infinite presence that we may call God or Spirit. We may call it Jehovah, we may call it Wakantanka, we may call it Allah. We may call it Shiva, Gaia, Shango. We may call it Great Spirit, Yemaya, Big Mama. By whatever name, it is the same. By no name, it is all there is. And as I know that I am a divine emanation, a divine expression of this infinite presence, I know that it is the truth of each one here. It is the truth of all of creation, all that has been, that is, and the yet to be. So I am standing in such gratitude for this awareness as I bless this service, calling it blessed, for it is a blessing to the world. I bless each one here, and I bless those who wanted to be here and could not, and I bless those who are winging their way here. And indeed, I bless all of creation, for we are one. I stand in gratitude for our surrendered vessel, Reverend David Clark, for our powerful music director, Billy Larkin, for our tech, Patrick, for our greeters and our ushers, our board, who are so willing to open to the divine voice that is seeking to guide the way of this community, listening to that divine voice, acting according to its guidance. I am so grateful for all who support this community. And I welcome its expansion as it reverberates out through the universe this message of love, of abundance, of peace, of joy, of beauty, of power, of life and light, acceptance, appreciation. As I release my word into the alchemy of love and law, knowing that the answer is always yes, 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 all is well. I invite all to anchor this in the words of affirmation from our African tradition, Ashe,
Ashe.
and from our Native American tradition, Aho,
Aho.
and from our Abrahamic Judeo-Christian Islamic tradition, Amen. And in the Science of Mind tradition, we know, and so it is.
Thank you, Deborah. Well, as promised, I'm going to share a song with you that I actually wrote pre-Science of Mind experience. And it's just another example of how we need to pay attention to the things that we're hearing and we're noticing and are happening. Because I always feel my job is to listen to the music that's coming. I really don't try to take a lot of credit for it because I think it's all spirit and it's just coming through me, and I'm just very fortunate. So this is a song that I wrote called Something Turned Around. I had no idea what it meant until I kind of finally got involved in this philosophy. When the storm is past and leaves lie on the ground, only memories inside my heart, inside my soul.
Wow, another great song. I have to admit that when I'm out someplace and I hear someone announce that they're going to play one of their originals, you know what I'm going to say. You know, my eyes kind of roll as I go, oh boy, I don't know what this is going to be. But every time Billy says, oh, I got an original to play, I'm like, oh boy, what is it? It sounds like something that is like right off the radio, or just something that is fully baked in this wonderful, these wonderful chords. And it's just, I just got to take a minute to praise Billy real quick, because so wonderful. So wonderful. So today's Testimony Sunday. Yay! I know we have a slide for that. We sure do. Testimony Sunday. It's a Sunday. It is the Sunday. It's the 5th Sunday of the month. And it's a Sunday that we take out to talk about God's blessings. To stand up and to share with everyone how God has touched your life in some particular way. We do this a lot throughout the year. I always talk about what Testimony Sunday is, but today I'm going to talk about a little bit about what Testimony Sunday is not. I don't talk in a lot of negatives up here, so this is rare. So what Testimony Sunday is not. Number one, it's not bragging. It's not bragging about how great things are for you and how much better they are for you than somebody else. No, it is not bragging. It is sharing. Think of it as sharing bread with someone. We're sharing these stories of enlightenment, of coincidence, of happenstance, of connection. And we're sharing these stories amongst each other so that we can see God working, for one, in your life, and then look at our own lives and think about how God is working for us. And so your stories, your testimony helps enliven that connection with Spirit, with everyone. So that's the first thing that it is not. Number two, and this is very important, it is not a declaration that we are on the one true path. Blessings are for everyone. And there are many paths to God. This is but one that resonates with the people here and that resonates with people. Another one might resonate with someone else. We never declare here that we are the way to get to God. We are a way. So, yes, that is the second thing that it is not. And the third thing that Testimony Sunday is not, it is not a way that your future good is limited. I'll explain. A lot of times, and it's kind of in the culture, that we point out something that's going well for us, some good blessing that we had, and then we got to go and we got to find some wood and knock on it and make sure that nothing happens to that good just because we mentioned it. it's good to see the movement of God. That's what we're doing on Testimony Sunday. We are observing and recognizing and appreciating the movement of God in our lives, in the form of blessings, in the form of miracles, in the form of little simple happenstance. So, you don't have to worry that if you bring up something great that's happened to you, that it's going to have some effect on the great things that are going to happen to you. It just makes you more sensitive so that you can understand and realize and recognize where that good comes from. That's the point. And to realize that that good never leaves you. There are blessings happening for each and every one of you right now that you may know, you may not know about. But blessings are in the works for each and every one of us. So what Testimony Sunday does is help attune our minds to know that we're never alone. And that blessings are always abound. And knowing that and believing that, we will see more good and more blessings in our lives. Okay? So we got that out of the way. So we know what Testimony Sunday is not. Another little tiny thing about Testimony Sunday, it doesn't have to be a major life-changing event. God speaks in whispers as well as shouts. God speaks in the tap of the shoulder, and God also speaks in that 2x4 that's coming. So God has many, many different languages and speaks in a multitude of different ways. One of those ways I'll share with you now. This is a little one I wasn't going to share, but it was significant, and my mind keeps coming back to it, so I'm going to share it with you. If that's okay.
Yes.
Yes, please.
I was watching a Hallmark movie. Yes, and as you know, I'm Reformed. Okay, I no longer talk bad about my wife for watching these movies. I don't tease the movies anymore. And I found that there's some good stuff out there that I appreciate. So this happened to be on, and so I'm watching it. I'm watching it with my wife, and there's a scene on the screen, and someone brings a container of food onto the screen, into the scene. Immediately, I noticed that container of food, that container that contains the food, is the exact same kind of Tupperware that we have in our cabinet. It was amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen this. I've never seen it before. I've never experienced this. But it was one of my favorite, because my wife cooks, and I'm the cleaner-in-chief. So I come back through and I clean everything up and I reset everything. I put all the leftovers away. So, that's my realm, is in the plastic containers and everything. That's where I dwell. I have a relationship with my containers. And this is my favorite container. The lid fits nice and tight. And I don't want to go on about it, but I love the container.
Are you selling it?
I am not selling it. Oh. But this is my favorite container. So there I see it on the screen. I was like, Heather, that's our container. You recognize it? She goes, yes, Dave, I recognize it. She's not as excited about it as I am. I'm pumped. I feel like I'm seeing an old friend there. So they're handling this container, and they're kind of swapping it between the two of them. And my eyes are on the container, and I am immediately wrapped up in the fate of this container. What are they going to do with it? What's inside of it? Is it going to play a major role? Are they going to just kind of cast it off and not care about it? I hope they treat it well. So strange to have a connection with a container on the screen. But there it is. I have this heart connection. And my heart wants that container to do well. I hope it remembers all of its lines. So, Why am I mentioning this? Because it is funny how Spirit shows you different ways that you love. It shows you different ways that your heart can be opened. Now, this container it's an inanimate object, but just from my familiarity with it, I wished it well. My heart opened to it. I was loving and I was supportive of this container because it was familiar to me. And it taught me a little something about love. How it's so much easier to love something that we're familiar with. To love someone that we're familiar with. As opposed to people that we don't know and things that we're not familiar with. That stuff is easy not to love, right? But as soon as we find a commonality, boom, love happens. And it's automatic. So my lesson that I take from that is to seek that familiarity in everyone. Because we're all familiar. Okay? There isn't too much of a difference between all of us. I mean, I can look around the room and I can see everyone looks different. But genetically, I know that we're only 0.5% difference between all of us in our genome. So we're sitting here practically identical to each other. There's someone to love in everyone. We're all family. And so that's just, maybe it's just because I'm a reverend, my mind just kind of goes that way from this whole container story, but that's where my mind goes. When I feel love inside of me opened up, I then wonder, where'd that come from? How did I generate that? And then I thank God. I thank God for that feeling. I thank God for the insight. I thank God for the love that is in my heart. I am thankful. So that is just to kick off Testimony Sunday. And now I open the floor to anyone that wants to share. We have a microphone. You can come up and speak, or we can bring the microphone over to you if you want to share some blessing, great or small. Great or small that has happened and occurred in your life. So, I'll open the floor.
I can take one.
Do you have one, Deborah?
Take one.
Oh, we've got one in the back. Our blessed Bobby. And our microphone is coming back there right now. All right, Bobby is walking to the front of the sanctuary. And that in and of itself is a blessing. And I'm getting a little choked up watching you walk up, because that walk there of just a few feet is so meaningful, and it was such a long road to get to be able to do that. So I'm so happy for you, Bobby, and I give the floor to you.
Okay, hello everyone. I've been wanting to know when I'm going to come and speak, and every time I thought I might come, I had something else happen in my life. I was like, oh no, God, when am I going to be cured and healed so I can go up and make a big splash? But I don't think I'm going to wait for that any longer. All right, so most of you know that this year has been a trip for me. Okay, it started in March. I knew I was going to have a hip revision, and so I had my daughter help me set up everything. We're going to have a helping hand, and we know this is going to last about 3 months, and everybody can help out, and it's going to be over, and it's going to be done. And so first of all, my main testimony is gratitude for people. People, people, people. I just want to say that I had so much care throughout this process. And I'm talking about care in the hospital, in the rehab center, after I came home, and continued all the way up until the week before Christmas. So the care in the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the aides, everyone was absolutely wonderful to me. A lot of people complain about they go in and they don't get this. I didn't have that experience. I had very great experience in the hospital, in the main hospital and in the rehab center. Now in rehab, I don't know how many people have gone to rehab, but these are people who are caring for you. They're not at the top of the echelon in financial ability. They're living at the edges, you know. They were sweet, they were loving, they were tender, and they were from every culture in the world. I mean, every time I met a new person, I was happy. And then I came home, and all the people with helping hands brought me food. All of you who are here, they brought me food. And it was food I wanted to eat. I had put things on a list, and they brought it to me, and it was good. And then, around my birthday, people came to wish me happy birthday, and that was a lot of the church people here. They went for walks with me, and I was just happy as a lark. I'm getting better. And then I broke my leg. And I went down. I mean, I was like, oh, if you ever had a dark night, it was so, this is it. God, where are you? Why'd you let me break my leg, you know? And so I had to dig deeper into my spirituality, just keep digging. Sometimes I didn't feel like praying, but I did. And then I had my prayer partner would call and pray with me, and that was Joyce, I tell you. She'd call whether I wanted her to call or not. That's Joyce. And so that was cool. I'm getting better. Everything's going okay. Now, meanwhile, Barry's there the whole time, coming to the hospital every day. Every single day he came. He did not miss a day. He drove over that causeway, he went the back way, but he came. And then people came to see me in the hospital. Barry's ex-wife and her husband, they came early on, and my granddaughter and my sister. I'm going on and on, I'm sorry, I'm going to take the whole time. But I'm okay, I'm going to stop. Okay, you guys don't need a sermon today, but you're going to get it. My sister-in-law and her husband, he's suffering from a disease similar to Parkinson, but he goes, I want to go see Bobby. So she brought him. So people. And so then I'm coming right along, and then I get this message from my doctor, my blood pressure is sky high, you need to go to the hospital. So I called Deborah. Of course, she wasn't at work. I don't know why she wasn't at work, but she was working from home. And Deborah came and took me to the hospital again. So now, meanwhile, I just want to let you guys know I had 5 ambulance rides this year. In 1 year. It was really weird. And Deborah took me over, and Joyce, they followed me through on that excursion. I came back home, I was fine. I mean, stomach up a little bit. But that was fine. So then everything is going along, and I started having pain right before Christmas. I think it was a week before, and my stomach is hurting. No, my leg is hurting. It's just, I don't know why. And then I threw up the night before. And so after all day groaning and moaning, Barry decided maybe I better call. So we went to the hospital again. He called the ambulance, we went in, and then I had a gallbladder. They said, you've got gallstones. They kept me overnight, and then they sent me down to Berkeley. They said, you're going to have an endoscopy. What is the word?
Yep.
Okay. Down through your throat, we look at you. So I waited there all day. Barry came down, Melissa came up all day, but I was feeling fine. Then they're trying to decide, oh, you didn't get the MRI. Maybe you should have the MRI first. Anyway, I stayed there a whole day and was going down to surgery. Was in surgery. They were going to give me my, what is that?
Anesthesia.
Yeah, anesthesia, thank you. Anesthesia, and they had the lights all on and ready to do it. And then the doctor came in and said, no, we're not doing it. Your gallstones passed. I was so happy because it was right before Christmas. My kids are all coming to my house. That was a big blessing. And I want to say one more time, the biggest blessing of this whole trip were the people, connection to people. Everywhere I went, everyone was lovely, caring. And so I just feel that that's how Spirit really worked through them to get to me. And then my whole family came up at Christmas. It's just people. So we are all connected. I know it, and I was cared for. All right, I'm complete finally.
Thank you, Bobby. Oh, what a story. What a year. What a year. In a year of challenges, God is still present. In a year of trials and tribulations, God is still present, still delivering, still loving, still embracing. So, anyone else? Oh. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Good morning, everyone. So this is kind of a journey. This is kind of a long path, but the lessons just really showed up recently, and that's what I want to share today. You know, Tracy's like, "Do you have anything for today?" And I kind of live my life as a prayer. I kind of live my life as I have that unconscious confidence where I don't even look at it that way. I just kind of expect to be blessed. Thank you, Billy. But anyway, so we just recently spent the last weekend in the Bay Area where we lived for 12 years before we moved out here. And we met up with a family friend who happens to be our real estate agent. And through that process of helping us buy our first house, sell our first house, and buy the house out here, through all that time, she's become a family friend. And so we were talking the stories about that journey with her. And there was the lessons that came up from that. So in 2008, and I'll try to be succinct as possible. So 2008, Tracy and I decided to move from Southern California back up here to the Bay Area and just be closer to my family. So I was working as an assistant manager at a retail store. She had a pretty decent office job, but she decided to quit. And we took that leap of faith and we moved up to Redwood City. Me working, her not working, but we took a leap of faith and we said we'll do it. We found an apartment. We moved into the apartment. Kind of sight unseen. I had a friend that came and looked at it, but she picked it out, which she wants credit for. She picked it out, did the research, and we just moved from North County to San Diego up to Redwood City. Just blind faith. I got a job with the same company up here. I got a transfer, and that's where I was able to do it. And it just happened. And okay. Took a leap of faith, made it work. Some people could say we were lucky how that turned out. So she got a job. She accepted where she was at and said, I'm going to find some work. And so through a series of jobs, she got a really good job through that process. So 2009, and one of the reasons I love her endlessly, but one of the reasons I love her, she's a planner and organizer. And she said, we're going to buy a house. And I said, we're going to what? Oh, okay, let's do this. We don't have a lot of money, but okay. So we started looking, and we started reaching out. Well, it was 2009, and the market went to the bottom. I'm a veteran. I had a VA loan, so no money down. So all these things just lined up. We found Faye, who's our real estate agent and our friend, and she's just, she makes things happen. And she made things happen for us. And she said, anytime you want to look at a house, I'll go with you. I'm there. Just that dedication to making this happen. And just saying, yes, it is going to happen. Found a house, 740 square feet, in a not so great neighborhood. Took another leap of faith. Said, we'll do it. And we bought the house. Some people might say we're lucky. We bought the house. It was ours. Through all this time, of course, things come up. This isn't to say everything was perfect. Dan Millman says, people ask him, are you a great man? He says, I had great moments. So there's great moments throughout this. And there were struggles too. Leap forward again, 2020. We had the house remodeled in 2017. We were going to stay there. We thought that was going to be it. Things didn't work out the way we planned. 2020 said, what if we sell the house and we move closer to you too, because my parents are up here. Okay. We reached out to Faye. Hey, what if we wanted to sell our house? So she said, I'll be over there. Let's go have lunch. We were like, well, we just asked no, I'll be there. Let's talk about this. So she showed up. So if you don't remember 2020, a couple things happened that year. This was right before those things happened, when we made this decision to start looking to sell our house and move up here. To be succinct, we put our house on the market. We dealt with all the COVID stuff you had to deal with. Clean the house, sanitize the house, booties, masks, all that stuff. But we did what we had to do to make that happen. We came up here, looked at some houses. The very first house, I think, that we looked at, one that she liked, is the house that we got. But that happens. So we looked at the house. I was like, this is kind of a big house. It's two-story. We're coming from 740 square feet, and this is like 2,100, 2,200. We looked at a bunch of different houses. This one was still on the market. The things fell apart. All the houses we looked at got sold. Meanwhile, we sold our house. Some people might say we were lucky. We got a really good price. Taking that leap of faith again. The house that we wanted was still on the market. Long story short, we bought that house. Took that leap of faith. The thing I didn't mention is that I got a transfer with a company that I was working with at the time up here to Roseville, driving an hour each way every day. We'll do it. Tracy was working from home at that moment because of COVID. We didn't know if she was going to be able to work from home after that, but we took a leap of faith. It's going to work out. Once again, people might say we're lucky. We got the house. So through all this, we're very blessed. But what I wanted to say, the reason I told that story is because two things. When people say leap of faith, to me, that's connecting to source. That's saying, yes, we trust. We trust in God, Spirit, source. Everything's going to be okay. When people say we're lucky, that's just us reflecting on the truth. It wasn't luck. It was meant to be. And we represented that truth. So the theme through all of this, and we just talked about the other day, and Bobby mentioned it, was gratitude. We have what we have because we are always grateful for what we have. We were living in an apartment, grateful. Living in a studio, and the two of us and two cats in San Diego, North Counties in Vista, we were blessed. We were grateful. Living in an apartment, grateful. 740 square foot house in a not so great neighborhood, which thankfully we made friends and they took care of us. We were grateful. We have this new house, this new community. Grateful. So, that's my story.
Thank you, Jason. Anyone else before we wrap up our Testimony Sunday? Boy, gratitude. You know, there is no... Did you want to come up?
Well, I'm just going to talk back there.
Okay, that's fine. There you go.
Good.
I just want to say before you start,
But the online audience can't see.
that's true, but they can hear her. They can hear her. We don't want to force anybody to be in front of the camera. But one thing about luck is there is no luck. There is only God. And you are connected to it constantly. So you bring your luck with you wherever you go.
So my story is similar to Jason's. It starts in 2012. My mother passed away, and I had lived with her for 10 years. So at that time, I had to find a place of my own. And I found, and I wanted just a small house. And that was one of my priorities, a small house where I could walk out the front door and go for really nice walks. So I found the house right away, and it was also during the time where you could afford a house which was under $200,000, which is unheard of now. So I put an offer on it, I got it, and 3 days later my real estate agent called me and she said the house fell through. Somebody bought it. Somebody else bought it. Probably illegal, but it was probably, it was a cash buyer. And so within my price range, that kept happening. People had $100,000, $200,000 in their back pockets so they could buy these houses, which I did not have. So I was pretty frantic. And I decided to make a vision board. And on that board I put a picture of a house that I really would like, which is a craftsman house with a front porch. I don't know where this house was going to come from, but, and I put up all the things you're supposed to say, which this house is my house now, and all that. And I scrolled through the real estate agent listing all the time, and I found this house. And I went to look at it, and it was in winters. And the only problem was the house was really just a shell. It was, it had nothing. It had good bones. But I loved it. And I have a son that's a general contractor, and I had him look at it. And I said, "What do you think, Mark?" And he goes, "Yeah, I could do it." And so, with his amazing help, we put in the offer, we got it, and even though we got the house, it was a year of real struggle. There were several times I thought I'm going to lose this place. But we persevered, and that's where I live now, and I absolutely love it. And every day I step into my house, I'm very grateful. I thank God, and every day, and my son as often as I can, because it's pretty amazing. And the most amazing thing is that on that vision board, I had a picture of a house so similar to that house. You don't find those everywhere. And but I got it, and so it's pretty amazing.
Thank you, Adrian. I forgot our rallying cry. When I say God is good, y'all say all the time. God is good.
All the time.
That's right. I think we got time for one more. If there's one more. Would you like to come up, Donald?
Good morning. I have a similar story, but it has nothing to do with real estate. It starts with belief, and it includes blind faith, or whatever you want to call it. And it includes commitment, and so I did it. This is like 48 years ago. I got off of work and I went to Walnut Creek, and my friends and I used to cruise the creek, and I couldn't find my friends. And it got to be, I was kind of like desperate. Where are my friends? Because I felt a need. Something had to happen. So I felt this need. So I parked in the bowling alley. I prayed. In the bowling alley, I got a message. And it's not written on the wall or anything. Someone just said, start driving. So I started driving. I ended up driving to Berkeley. 20-some miles to Berkeley. And I drive through Berkeley and make all the right turns and all these other things. And I'm driving down an unfamiliar street, and there's my friend's car parked on the curb. So I park across the street, go up to the house, knock on the door, and they go, how did you get here? And I believe I said, I was guided. And they were having a little party at somebody's house. There was, 15, 20 people there. We had a good time. And then I drove home. We all went our merry way. The real deal about this is the blind faith. I believe, and this has happened other times, but this was the most significant one. I got where I wanted to go, and I saw my friends, and had a good time, and went home and went to bed. But the blind faith part is what actually happened. And I think what happened is what didn't happen. By me going and visiting my friends, something bad didn't happen. And that's my belief. And so that's basically the end of the story. But it's something to really think about. You go down the road and you make a right-hand turn. You don't intend to make a right-hand turn. Oh, I should have turned left. Blind faith. Maybe you were supposed to make that right-hand turn. Okay?
Thank you, Don. So, wow, great testimonies, huh? I did want to leave you with just a little tiny bit of home play before we pray our way into the next part of the service. But your home play for this week: realize and recognize. The 2 R's. Number 1, realize the fact that Spirit is constantly present in your life. Always there. Always can be relied upon. Always can be called upon. Always. So realize that this is the truth of your life. You cannot be separated from God, ever. So once we realize that, then it's your task to recognize the movement of Spirit in your life. Recognize when you're being communicated with. Recognize when you're being blessed. Recognize when Spirit has something special just for you. And I guarantee you, if you focus in on it, you'll recognize it just as you're leaving here today. You may recognize it just as you're sitting there. The Spirit is moving in and around you. And number 3, be grateful every time you do. Just a little thank you. And it's not necessarily a thank you that Spirit needs to hear from you in order to further support you. No. God is on your side supporting you at all times anyway. Nothing is going to change that. That gratitude, that thank you is for you. It's for you for remembering the truth about your life and about your connection and about your blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's take that into prayer. And let's go inside right now to that place of peace, to that place of wholeness, that place of connection, to that place of love that is within us all. And it is from that place, that blessed place, that I declare that there is one Spirit, one guide, one Creator, one mind, one existence. And this one contains everything. And it comprises all the qualities that we know are good in life. The light, the beauty, the joy, the wisdom, the love. And as we know, all of these things are good and all contained within the one. Since there is only one, I know that I am part of that one. I know this truth for me, and I know this truth for every single person here, that we are part of the one. And just as God is all qualities of good, because we're part of God, we also enjoy those qualities in our lives. We have access to call upon the qualities that we need. If we need power, then we have access to unlimited power because we are one with it. If we need love, we have access to the originator, the creator, the source of all love, the source of all light, the source of all beauty, all joy, all wisdom. All that we need, we have. So, as I know this is true for me and true for everyone here, I also know that this same truth, the same access, the same birthright is true for every single person on this planet. We are all one. No one is left out. No one's on the outside. One with each other and one with Spirit. That is the truth of our existence. And so I'm happy to know this. I'm happy to believe this. I'm happy to release these words, knowing that as I do, a blessed and divine universe echoes these words back to me, echoes this belief back to me in the form of blessed manifestation. So I will see more ways that we're all connected to each other. So I will see God moving in my life, being one with me. And I'm so grateful to do all of this. And so I release these words knowing that they are true and done. And that the universe must respond to my belief. And I giddily expect visions of love and proof of connection everywhere I look. Because that is how it works. And so let us all happily, joyfully release these words into that mind of the universe with the blessed words, and so it is.
So it is. guess I never really knew just what I was looking for until my heart, it turned around and opened up that door. No longer would I have to wait, and Lord knows I was due for something so great and something so new. And now I find this life of mine, well, it feels like a dream, with all my boats gently rowing down one magic stream. And I don't know if it was luck or fate, but what I found is true. It's something so great and something so new. I see my past, it's fading fast into a distant memory, and all the joy I could employ is waiting there for me. And finally I would like to say just how much I have grown into a state of peacefulness that before I'd never known. So hear me straight and hear me true, just love, that's all you have to do to find something so great and something so new. Something so great and something so new.
Thank you, Billy. We are a center that observes the spiritual practice of giving and tithing, and we call it conscious, committed, structured giving. And there are many ways to give and expand your abundance consciousness. We give of our time through volunteering, we give of our talents through participation, and we give of our treasure through financial donations. Your gifts help us in our mission to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and to live their inherent greatness. We have a tithing partner that we've had all month, and that is the Yolo Food Bank, and we're all familiar with the good work that they do. They feed people that need food. And what is better than that? So their goals align with our values, and so we're sharing part of our tithe with them this week or this month. And so we just wanted you to know that, and we love the Yolo Food Bank. So there are many ways to give. You can text to give. That number is on your screen right now. And you can visit our website at cslyolo.org and click on the little Donate Now button. You can also send us a good old-fashioned check or money order to CSL Yolo. The other thing that you can do is the good old-fashioned way of just putting some money in the plate that is headed your way here in a few moments. So now that we know why to give and we know how to give, let us enter into that divine, sacred consciousness of divine abundance. And I ask you to place your hand over your heart, symbolizing that vibrational energy of circulation, and say with me our abundance affirmation. I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. Today, I celebrate my prosperity and my ability to share from my overflow of good. I give from the knowledge that all is well.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
We bless and release these gifts to do their work of proclaiming the good news that all is well. As we have freely given according to the law of circulation, it returns to us, full measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So we will always have more to enjoy and to spare, to give and to share. For this we give thanks. We let it be so, and so it is. And we have a special message to our children that are out there, the children that are headed this way, and the children that we have nestled deeply in our hearts. We want to say, we love you.
We love you.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
And we're so glad you're here.
We're so glad you're here.
All right, lastly, we believe in the power of spiritual connection at this center. And what does that mean? That means that we believe that we are connected to spirit, and we're also connected to each other. And that connection has power. And we exercise that power through prayer. So if you find yourself in need of prayer today, please let us know. We have prayer practitioners here and there. And we can, it is our pleasure, our honor, our absolute joy to see Spirit working its way through in your life and in your endeavors. So please, if you find yourself in need of prayer for any reason, please let us know. If you would rather not, you can also leave a prayer request in the prayer box that's in the back at the welcome table. And you can also leave a prayer request online at cslyolo.org and click on the practitioner's message, and then you can leave us a secure prayer request that only the practitioners will look at and pray over all week. So, lastly, fellowship time downstairs. We got all kinds of goodies. It's Potluck Sunday, so there's a lot of goodies downstairs that need to be consumed. So please head down there and get yourself something to eat, coffee, tea, and fun and fellowship. And all of that happens after our closing song and benediction, which we will do now. So let us get into a great circle.
A great circle.
Busted in.
It's like a little mini ellipse.
Oh.
I think we got
that God loves you. And so it is.
And so it is.